Hello everyone, welcome to the another exciting episode of Pune Business School Executive. I'm Padmash Kullab. I'm studying in PCET's Pune Business School and pursuing PGDM course. We execute podcast related with a very beautiful conversation with the industry specialists, experts and change makers. And today we have a very special guest with us, Mr. Anand Mahurkar sir, a distinguished professional lawyer and one of the sort of the intellectual property rights expert in India. Welcome to the podcast, sir, and it's such a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Padmash. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm really excited to speak to you today.
Thank you, sir. Sir, your journey is an inspiration for students like us. So I would like to go through your journey. Would you like to share with us some glimpse of your journeys from the beginning of your engineering background and becoming in a lawyer in a legal field? How was your experience in your journey?
Yes, thank you, Pankaj. Padmash, this is a question which is asked to me many times. So I would like to tell all of you that I am from a typical Maharashtrian family, a middle class family, and I had a lot of love for making things since my childhood. So when I was in fourth standard, I had made Pitachi Kirani, this flour mill, which would like work also, and I would make a lot of things around me. Even when I have free time, I would go to one Kaka store, which was a radio mechanic shop, and then I started participating in science exhibitions. So I realized, and people told me that you become engineer. So I decided that let's become mechanical engineer. I did mechanical engineering also, and I started working in a company for some time. And then I realized that that was not something I wanted to do. I wanted to do something more than that or different. So people told me, my mentors told me, go for higher studies. I went for higher study. So I started preparing for the examination and I got admission in a very good institute called as BITS Pilani in Rajasthan. So that was 2000, end of 2002. And there we were studying mechatronics, robotics, these things. So I was getting satisfied. I almost finished my masters also, and everybody was in search of job and campus interviews are happening. And I was also one of them, but I wanted to do something in innovation. So then I realized that there is a field called as intellectual property where you work with inventions, new things. But if you decide something, it takes time.
Yes.
In BITS only I had attended one workshop because just after masters I attended BITS. I joined as a research associate and I was searching the job in intellectual property. So I attended one workshop which struck my chord. I said this is completely what I wanted to do. And fortunately I got in touch with a US based law firm which wanted somebody in masters having done some research, and they interviewed me, they gave me research assignments and I was selected. So there is where my path and journey started. However, I did not know that I have to become a lawyer. I just wanted to work in innovations. Eventually, I realized that people around me were double engineers and lawyers, or a pharmacist and a lawyer and a patent attorney. So I realized that that is also something I should do. Then I took admission in law. Still, I was working in IP. Then I finished my law. I became patent attorney. There is another exam. And this is how my journey started. So, my qualification completeness took around 8 years. Doing masters, doing work, and eventually doing law. And then the really journey started. Meeting inventors, getting to know from them, working on cutting edge technologies with them, getting them patent registered, selling that patent, generating money from that. So now I must have worked with at least 500 plus inventors like that. So it is a 20 years time, which started with just a thrust or desire to work in innovations, inventions, or to work with inventors. So that is what happened. And now also we work, but we work as a law firm now.
It's such an inspirational for us. But I would like to ask about, we are pursuing business law. which is something very different from we came from the another background and we are pursuing business law. and we were totally not aware about them. But how law is playing an important role in each and every field. So how much it is important for us?
Yes. See, if you very interesting question, ask me ki, when was the day on which India got freedom from British? So you will tell 15th August 1947. So how will you mark that day? How will you mark the transfer of power from British to India? It is done by law,
Yeah.
right? You are a citizen of this country. How you get the rights of citizenship? By law.
By-
So law plays a very important role in the day-to-day life of citizens. If I'm not happy with the service I am getting from someone, when I go back and I ask that you are not giving me good service, actually the law has empowered you to ask that question. So law is there. Now you're talking about business law. So business law, commercial law, corporate law, these are various aspects, and we especially work in aspect of law which is commercial law. And intellectual property law is where somebody has created a new thing. So intellectual property law gives him award by form of patents, trademarks, copyrights, so that they can use it and others are not allowed to use it without his permission. Or you have some creative work, you can protect it by copyright. You have invention protected by patent. So when you work in technology and you have something new, law comes in picture and gives that reward to the creator. So if now this creator wants to give this to another party, then there is a contract. So law comes in picture. Another party wants to sell it. Sale purchase is again a contract.
Yes.
So this is how law has occupied our life. Only that we are very fortunate that we are such a nice country that you don't realize that there was law.
Yeah.
But law is giving you everything.
Totally.
Yes.
But as you have mentioned, people are not that much aware about the law. Do you think it is a drawback for us? Because common people should at least know about a bit of it. That's what I mean.
Yes. I will not say that it's a drawback. It's a real challenge that our country is facing, that we're not aware about our legal rights. Okay, so the awareness is something which is important and that has to be done in our country. However, I think that law is common sense also. So it is very common, or you should have that sense that if I'm going on the way, I take the left side. Common sense. You need not to have a law to enforce. No, you have to go by this, and if you don't go, I'll impose a penalty. Okay. So law is common sense. Don't enter into others' right. Don't snatch away something from others. That is enough. And if you just apply common sense, you will be in the frame of law. That is what I can say as far as basic is concerned. But yes, awareness is really required in the whole country, because when it comes to law, people think that property law is law, or if somebody is into divorce, then he thinks that okay, that is family law. But it's not like that. It has occupied various forms of our life, and we have to utilize it, right from your consumer rights to right for information, intellectual property rights. Definitely it has to be used.
It's such an informative thought you have shared. But as a business management student, I would like to ask you how a law is very important in a business sector.
Very good question. See, business law, we can say, occupies everything in an enterprise to regularize it. For example, when you say, I want to start a company, so you have to form a company by Companies Act, you need 2 directors and you get a name.
Yeah.
You get a certificate that okay, company is formed. This certificate you have to give to the bank.
Yes.
Without that, bank will not accept that you are a company. Nobody will accept that this is a company. So the law gives you recognition.
Yes.
Then it gives you authority that you are the director.
Yes.
Second, it allows to do the operation.
Yes.
Now you open an account, you give a service to somebody, so you will give a offer letter, so it is legal. Then they give you money and you give service. If you fail to give service, then they have law who will force you to give the service. And if they don't give you money, then you can also use law. So the transactions happen because law is in place. So law has occupied everyone here. So you will have some terms conditions according to law. Okay. Now you protect your company name by trademark, again law. You want to open a branch, you want to employ employees, so they will come under employment contract. So this is how law plays a role in the enterprise. Basically, it is to regularize the enterprise, to help enterprise run properly. Law takes care. And then there are other things like when you have a startup, somebody wants to come as an investor. So how he will believe that? So for that, he will enter into one agreement, investor agreement. You represent few things. So for that, you will enter into some agreement, like confidential agreement, that they should not take away your information. So this is how law has occupied business enterprise on various fronts.
Very informative it is. And one more thing is so you have worked with the USPTO, and how was your experience while working with them, and what exactly USPTO plays an important role?
See, USPTO means US Trademark and Patent Office. So similarly, we have Indian Patent Office. I think it is better to talk about the Indian Patent Office.
Yes.
But I have opportunity to work very closely with US law firm, and still I work with a lot of US law firms. So USPTO is a organization which administers the rights in IP of this, we can say, people who apply for patents, trademarks and copyrights in the jurisdiction of USA. Similarly, India has Indian Patent Office. Somebody is interested to get a patent in India, so the Indian Patent Office will administer his rights, granting it, following the laws, etc. So experience-wise, US Patent Office is very professional. And they are thorough also. Their examination and office sections are very good. There is always something to learn in every case from them. And they have a lot of mentoring, they have guidance documents which can be used to practice before USPTO. Similarly, Indian Patent Office have got the manual of patents, manual of trademarks that people can use and apply it in their practice. So my experience of Indian Patent Office is also very good. They are very cooperative, and I think whether it is USPTO or Indian Patent Office, they work in the spirit of the creators. They always want to make sure that the creators who are originators, bona fide owners of the creation, get the right. And if they're not satisfied with that, then you will have a challenge to get it done.
See, yeah. One more thing is as we know, there are various patent offices in India, such as Atal Incubation Centers. They give patents to new innovations. So how they are different from each other?
No, I think I need to little bit correct this question. Okay. We have 4 patent offices in India. They are at Mumbai, Kolkata, then Delhi and Chennai. So the patent offices, it is regional wise division. So somebody is residing in Pune have to apply to the Mumbai patent office or the office of IP office in Mumbai. Similarly, we have one trademark registry in Ahmedabad, and we have patent offices training center at Nagpur. And incubators are different. So suppose Atal incubator. So an incubator help aspirants who want to start a business or a startup to incubate, means to land there, guide them, to help to form the company, provide a basic infrastructure to launch the business. Patent office or the Indian patent offices or IP offices provides the inventors rights by giving patents, by giving trademark to their work. For example, there is a brand or a logo, but trademark office will give them registration. Somebody has invention, for example, a device is there, so device for doing something. So patent office will give the patent. So all patent offices are doing almost similar job. Depending upon the jurisdiction and the expertise of the examiners, the patents are granted.
So you are working in a legal field, and what is your definition for patent?
Actually, you want to know a little bit about patent. See, patent is a right. Right, म्हणजे हक्क. I'm talking about right by law. So if somebody creates something new, I will just call it new, which is not seen anywhere in the world. For example, you create a headphone which is invisible, but you can hear everything. So everybody will say, oh my god, this kind of headphone I have never heard of. and then you can just take it like this, put on them, but nobody is able to see. So maybe it's a transparent device completely. Now it is not seen anywhere, so it is unique. Now this is some case that of patent. You should go and file a patent. So what will you do? You will file a patent application. So that give me a patent for this invention.
Yes.
Patent office will check whether it is new or non-obvious, it has a use, and their criteria. If that fits into the criteria of the patent office, they will give you patent. Means what? They will give you right to manufacture it, sell it, import it for 20 years. Means for 20 years time, nobody can use it without your permission or with a license from you, and in the return you will charge some royalty. So if somebody says that I have got a patent, it means he has got an invention which is new, nowhere and found nowhere in the world, and in the return the patent office has given the right on behalf of government of India to make it, use it, manufacture it, sell it. These are all rights and exclusivity to do that for 20 years. For example, there is exclusive device that only you can make for 20 years.
Yes.
Then your chances of getting successful as an entrepreneur is very high. Because others can't make it, and if others wanted to use it, then they will take your license. So that is a patent. So patent is a right which is given in the return of inventing some device or a system or a process given by the patent office to the creator for a term of 20 years.
So as we discuss about USPTO, so there are some Indian businessmen, if they want to strengthen their businesses and put their efforts into the different landscape.
Yes.
So how they help them out?
This is an amazing question. See, if Indian people want to file patents in outside countries, you are saying, it is a definitely possibility. So we have some treaties which India has signed. We can take the benefit of that. So Indian people can file almost patent in almost every country of the world by using the treaties. But there are some timelines, and you are supposed to file patent application in India first. So suppose your target country is USA. So when the invention is conceived, you file application in India, and the same application can be filed in USA within 12 months. And if you are using a treaty, you have 30 months time to the PCT. Similarly, you can file in multiple countries. So I have prosecuted patents for our clients in more than 50 countries. So some clients say that I want to have a patent in Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. We can do that. Other party comes, they say that we want to do in China, Japan, and Germany. That is possible. Most frequently found country in the country of interest is USA. So almost everybody wants to file a patent in US because US is an innovation-driven country. If you have patent in US, you generally get a good value. You are respected. So USPTO, Chinese patent office, Japanese patent office, we can file patent anywhere in the world, which is the interest. So if you have business opportunity in that country, Indian can file a patent there, and they can also file in our country. So that is nothing but globalization.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting,
and it is new for us.
We are very fortunate that we are in such a country that we have all friends countries where we can go and file our patents.
One more interesting thing about the technology, because we invent any product with the help of technology. So how technology is booming around in legal aspect?
Okay, see, I think technology is entering in every aspect of our life. Okay, especially with the advent of internet and computers, which is one of the path-breaking inventions. Technology has entered in our life. As far as legal industry is concerned, if you have seen now, most of the courts are also transforming to online hearings. Online courts are there. Even our High Court is available online. You can go and argue online. You need not to go to Mumbai High Court. You need not to go to Nagpur High Court. You can appear online. Similarly, this is digitalization. And now we have a case where now we can file cases by scanning the documents totally from your office. You can pay the fees also. So it is transforming. It will take more time now. And somebody like me at our office, if you see, I separate it as a firm. We have almost 95% digital office. So all cases are digitalized. We can find out any case in 5 seconds because it is very complex. Timelines are there. So we have a reminder system. So we are 100% using technology. We have a server, we have firewalls, security. So technology has entered in law also, and we are taking a positive part of it. We are really taking benefit of it.
I'd like to know some advices for new businessmen and student like us from your side.
Okay. This is something which I have learned from my experience of 20 years. That if anybody wants to enter into a business, I think this is the best time we have in the country to enter into business. So you want to enter into business, immediately venture into that. Don't wait. You have some ideas, new things to do. If you can offer it as a service or a product, do not hesitate to start your enterprise or business and offer it to people. We have a very conducive atmosphere in this country now. Company formation, etc. is also very quick. Okay, we can reach, our reach is also very high. We can enter into an international business. So my advice would be that, one, if you think you have guts, if you have some proposition to offer, definitely enter into business as soon as possible. If you have something unique which nobody has, then try to protect it first by patents or designs, and then start offering in the form of business. It will give you exclusivity. And if you are entering in business, make sure that you have a very unique brand name, that is your identity, and make sure that you register it by trademarks. So these are some basics you should follow, and on the top of that, do ethical business. Very, very important to all of us.
That's important, and really beautiful insights which are very important and going to be useful for each and every future life, definitely. One more thing I would like to ask, as you have mentioned, people don't have to wait directly start for the procedure, but students like us wait for their support and wait for their permissions from the family background, from everything. So do they really need it at that same time?
See, if you want to venture into business, there is no time as such. I mean, while studying also, people have done businesses, built their businesses. And the question is that in a typical Indian environment, you have to ask to your family that, shall I enter into a business? So I think rather than asking, you should make sure that they support you.
Yeah.
Entering into business is your decision. Yes. And I think that it is your heart which tells. You need not to ask to anybody, but you can take your family, friends in confidence when you are venturing. And if you really have a good proposition, do not hesitate to venture.
Thank you so much for this opinion, sir. It is very important for our life. Before wrapping up, I would like to ask one more thing. You have achieved a lot in your life, but what keeps you motivated?
See, when we work in our field, so there are some landmarks. For example, I meet somebody and we help them to register their patent. Now, when we give the certificate of registration to them, the happiness we see on their face keeps us motivated. Then after that, they generate a good amount of money from it by selling it. Happiness is multiple times. So these are the things which keeps us motivated. In other words, the client's work keeps us motivated, and we want to do more and more like that.
That's very important, sir. And we get a very good vibes from them when they are satisfied.
Definitely.
Yes. It's such a nice conversation with you, and
Same
it's
here.
a pleasure of us to have you here. So thank you so much for this wonderful conversation, and definitely these thoughts we are going to use in our life.
Thank you so much to you, Padmaj, and Infinity Radio also, and the whole team. Thank you.
Thank you so much.